Hello everyone, myself Jasmine Saxena. I am a student of BA third year pursuing graduation from the KRG College, Gwalior. In this video, we the students of KRG College, BA third year, have made a video presentation of a syllabus under the guidance of our professor Dr. Sonia Singh ma'am, who teaches us English literature, which is our elective subject. We had 4 CCs in it, out of which this is also one of our CC. We students have made this video presentation for the first time. So, whatever the mistakes have been committed by us in this video, please ignore them and forgive us for the mistakes done in this video presentation. I hope that you all will like this video presentation. So, let's begin.
Hello and welcome. I am Kritika Kumari Chauhan from KRG College, BA third year. This is my practical presentation of English elective subject, and I am presenting it to Dr. Sonia Singh ma'am. The topic that I had chosen for my presentation is The Obituary. It's a poem and was written by A.K. Ramanujan and was published in 1971. In this one slide, I have mentioned few points that I will cover further in this video. These points are overview to the poem, then the themes, and then the literary devices. Okay, now let us get to the overview. Obituary means the account of life, career, achievements that are published of a dead that are published in a newspaper. The obituary by A.K. Ramanujan describes the aftermath of a father's death and what he left, physical or emotional. Structure. The structure of this poem is free verse, that means it has no rhyme scheme, and it has 8 stanzas with 7 lines in each stanza. Tone. The tone of this poem is more ironic and flippant. Themes. The major themes that I had found in this poem are loss, ridicule of rituals, transience of life, and father and son relationship. Literary devices. The literary devices that are used by poet in this poem are alliteration, imagery, metaphor, and enjambment. Alliteration. Alliteration is found in the line left depths and daughters. Imagery. Imagery is found when we see that the father left a changed mother, or the father got heart attack in fruit marketplace. Metaphor. When poet says that being of burning type, he burnt properly at his cremation, means that the poet is pointing that the father was of hot-headed temperament. Enjambment is also used in this poem. So this was all about the description that I want to present, and hope you like it. Thank you so much for listening me.
Hello everyone, I am going to exhibit the summary of the poem A River by A.K. Ramanujan in this video, so let's begin with the explanation. A poem written by A.K. Ramanujan, A River, is a free verse poetic output first appeared in 1966. The poem is written in simple language and talks about the exploration of the cultural and spiritual significance of an Indian river as a symbol of life, death, and renewal in Indian mythology and society, which has brought this poem everlasting fame for the poet. The poet shows the beauty and the destructive side of the river in this poem. Poet also focuses on the natural life cycle which is associated with the water sources, and also focuses on the importance of river in Indian culture. As this poem, A River, is set in Madurai, which is a city of temples, where the poet tells us about the urban beauty, history, culture, and places. But yet he ignores the river that ravages the city in the floods every year. Thus, it shows that river seems like a force of nature which can be beautiful as well as dangerous. As the poet also says that during dry season, the river dries up and ribs of sands, straws, and even women's hair are exposed, which blocks the sluice. The poet even tells in the poem that during floods, the river becomes a destructive power which sweeps away the village houses, even cows named Gopi and Brinda, and even a pregnant woman. As well as the poem also points out the limitations of language, which captures the complexity of human experience. As the poet says that some of the older poets celebrated the flood as a natural phenomena, whereas some of the newer poets maintain the silence about the tragic loss of life. There is a huge inequality between the poetic language and reality which emerges through the beauty of poetic diction. When the poem mentions about the pregnant woman as a tragic victim of the flood, hence, the poet concludes that a river is poetic only when it floods. But the reality is that flood can be devastating. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Muskan Sharma and I am a student of BA third year. And my today's topic is The Post Office, which is a play written by Rabindranath Tagore. Let's first see the characters in the play. There are 12 characters in the play depicting on the screen. Let's move to the key facts relating to the poem. It was written in Bengali in 1912 and W.B. Yeats was the first person to translate it into English. It was basically performed for the first time in English in 1913, and the movie Daghar, which is a Bollywood film, is written on this play in 1965. In the Act 1, the play actually revolves around an orphan boy whose name is Amal, and Amal is suffering from a very mysterious illness, and the village doctor instructs his father to make him quarantine. After doctor leaves, Madhav tells Thakuda, firstly, he did not want to adopt a child, but however, he is in love with the child now. As the doctor instructed Madhav that Amal should rest well, Madhav made Thakuda promise that he'll not allow the boy to go outside and he'll not excite him too much. After Thakurda leaves, Amal speaks with his uncle and he questions the doctor's orders. Amal always wanted to go outside and wanted to see the world. Moving towards the Act 2, as we can see, Amal is sitting on the window and he saw the curd seller. He was very much fascinated by his voice and his way of singing. So he called him and told him that whether he can told him how he is singing. At first, the curd seller refused, but later he told him that he should become Pandit instead of becoming a curd seller. To which Amal refused and he told him he don't want to buy any curd, he just wanted to know the way of singing of curd seller as he liked it so much. A watchman passed by. Aman called him and asked him about the building nearby, to which the watchman replied that it is the new post office. Now the Amal is entranced by the idea of becoming a mail carrier to the king, as he wanted to travel the world and delivering messages. Now the headman approaches. Amal talked to him, imagining to receive a letter from the king. Amal told headman that his address so that the king can send him letters. Later, a girl named Sudha walks by. She had flowers in her hands. Amal called her and asked her to pick some flowers for her, to which Sudha agreed and sweared on him that she will bring flowers to him. Next, a group of village boys wanders by. Amal asked them to play with them. So they replied that they'll play with him the next day. It is very late in the evening, and Amal started to feel tired, and effects of his fevers began to show. Madhav was very worried about Amal. Thakuda was narrating the story of a parrot to the Amal. They talked for some time, and now Amal has started to feel faint, to which Madhav got very scared. The doctor was standing nearby and told that this is not a good sign, as Amal was saying that all his pain seems to go away. Later, everyone came into the picture. A physician of Raja also came into the picture. Amal was very happy to see him as he thought that the king has came to meet him. But the physician told that the king will come to meet him later. Sudha arrived and asked for Amal. Now the physician said that he has fallen asleep. Sudha puts flowers on Amal and she asked physician to tell Amal that she kept her promise. The play explains about the awakening from the enslavement towards freedom, as Amal always wanted to get free from his illness. I believe that the art of this poem and the actors of this poem might change the sense of dignity in everyone. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, I'm Ayushi Gautam, student of BA third year from DRG Government Girls College. So in this video, we shall discuss about a poem, Obituary, that is written by A.K. Ramanujan. But before going through the poem explanation, firstly understand the title of the poem, what actually meant. Obituary is basically a notice of death, especially in a newspaper, typically including a brief biography of the deceased person. But in relation to the poem, obituary describes the aftermath of a father's death and all the things he left behind, physical and emotional. So let's go through the poem. Father, when he passed on, left dust on a table of papers, left debts and daughters, a bad batting grandson, named by the toss of a coin after him. So, in the first stanza, the poet says that when his father died, he left nothing for the family but problems like dust on a table of papers, debts, unmarried daughters, and a bad batting grandson whose name is little bit similar to his father's name because of toss of a coin. Uh, these lines also shows the culture of a typical Indian family, which is patriarchal in nature. Neither the mother of the poet nor his sisters are earning. As the poet is now the eldest male in the family, so all the duties are conferred on him. Now come to the next stanza. A house that leaned slowly through our growing years on a bent coconut tree in the yard, being the burning type, he burned properly at the cremation. So here the poet says that his father has left a house that leaned slowly through our growing years on a bent coconut tree in the yard. This line means that they have inherited a house from his father, which is leaning on a coconut tree and thus in a bad condition. The poet calls his father as a burning type, indicating that he was a bad temperament and would never behave properly with him or with other family members. Being hot temper, he burned properly at the cremation. Here we can say that the phrases give the message of tit for tat. Now come to the next stanza. As before, easily and at both ends left his eye coins in the ashes that did not look one bit different. Several spinal discs, rough and some burned to coal for sun. So here the poet says that his father went very easily from both the side except his eye coins. Here eye coins signifies his anger and his greed for money, which did not look one bit different even after burning, and also several spinal disc. Here spinal disc are nothing but his father's cartilages that have burned to coal, and some have to be picked up by the sun and thrown as instructed by the priest. Now come to the next stanza. To pick gingerly and throw as the priest said, facing east where three rivers met near the railway station. No long standing headstone with his full name and two dates. So here, according to the poet, the remains of his father's pyre are left for son to pick, as the priest said, facing east where three rivers met near the railway station. This line also shows that the priest forces the son to perform the Hindu rituals. The poet is in no way ready to do it. Here, his father has no grave, as his ashes and remains are thrown in the river with his full name. Now come to the next. To hold in their parenthesis everything he did not quite manage to do himself, like his Caesarean birth in a Brahmin ghetto and his death by the heart failure in the fruit market. So here the poet says that his father took birth in a Brahmin family, yet his birth was ordinary, and even his death could not be controlled by him. In spite of being educated, he died in the market due to heart failure, and he could not save himself. In other sense, these lines mark that he has achieved nothing in this world. His birth was just ordinary, his death was ordinary, and what did in life shows his incapability. Now come to the next. But someone told me he got two lines in an inside column of a Madras newspaper sold by the kilo exactly 4 weeks later to street hawkers. So here the poet continues the narration by saying that someone has told him that his father's death was mentioned in two lines in an inner column in a Madras newspaper. These newspapers are sold in bulk exactly 4 weeks later to street hawkers. Now come to the next stanza. Who sell it in? Turn to the small groceries where I buy salt, coriander, and jaggery in newspaper cones that I usually read. Here, the poet continues the narration where he says that those newspapers are then sold by the hawkers to small grocery stores from where he buys salt, coriander, and jaggery in newspaper cones, which he usually reads for fun. Now come to the next. For fun and lately, in the hope of finding these obituary lines, and he left us a change mother and more than one annual ritual. Here, the speaker says that he usually read those newspaper cones for fun and more recently in the hope of finding his father's obituary. The poet then reflects that his father has left them with a mother who is not same person as before and more than one annual ritual. So this is the whole explanation of the poem. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Alina Khan from BA third year and my topic is The Old Grey House by Kamla Das. Starting with introduction, The Old Grey House by Kamla Das is an executed literary masterpiece that stands the test of time. With its sophisticated language and a profound exploration of human emotions, this classic piece of literature has captivated readers for generations. The Old Grey House is a poignant poem penned by Kamla Das, a renowned Indian poetess, published in 1963. This poem delves into the complex themes of love, loss, and the fragmented self. With its evocative imagery and the introspective narratives, The Old Grey House continues to resonate with readers, inviting them to reflect on the complexity of human relationship and the transient nature of life. Analysis of a poetic device used. In the poem, Kamla Das employs various poetic devices to enhance the impact of her words. Metaphors and the similes bring alive the emotions and experience she describes, while create a unique rhythm and pauses. The Old Playhouse delves into themes of nostalgia, lost love, and the confining nature of societal expectations. Through symbolism, the poem explores the contrast between the illusion of happiness and the reality of emotion emptiness. The Old Playhouse follows a consistent rhyme scheme and a rhythm contributing to the poem overall musicality. The poem is composed of 6 stanzas, each containing 4 lines known as quatrains. Exploration of a rhyme and a meters. In the poem, Kamla Das crafts a poem that beautifully explores the interplay of rhyme and meters. The consistent rhyme schemes and the rhythm add to the musicality of the poem, creating a harmonious flow. This formal exploration not only enhances the aesthetic appeal but also underscores the themes of societal constraints, illustrating how individuals are bonded by established structures and expectations. Role of imagery and the figurative languages. In addition to its formal qualities, the old playhouse also showcased the power of imagery and the figurative language. Through vivid descriptions and metamorphical expression, Kamala Das offers readers a rich sensory experience, immersing them in the world of the poem. The Old Play House by Kamala Das has been widely praised and critically analyzed for its exploration of themes such as identity, gender, and material distribution. At last, the conclusion of this, the poem enduring impact solidifies its status as a timeless piece of literature, engaging readers and scholars with its thought provoking and evocative verses. Thank you.